Hello out there, welcome to this tutorial on simultaneous equations. In this video, we'll be looking at word problems leading to simultaneous equations. So we start with the first problem. Problem 1. 6 notebooks and 5 pens cost 1,570 naira. 3 notebooks and 7 pens cost 1,010 naira. Calculate the cost of a notebook and of a pen. So we start the solution of the problem. So in our solution, we look at the first sentence, create our first equation. The second sentence, we create our second equation and solve the pair of equations simultaneously. First, we let N be the cost of a notebook and P be the cost of a pen. So since we have 6 notebooks, it means the total cost of the 6 notebooks for N per notebook is going to be 6N. Then the cost of 5 pens at P naira per pen is going to be 5P. So we add it to the 6N. Then the total is said to be 1,570 naira. So that is going to be equal to 1,570 naira. Then we go to the second sentence and create our second equation from there. So we have 3 notebooks. So that's going to give us 3N plus 7 pens. That's going to be 7P plus 7P is equal to 1,010 naira. And name that equation 2. So solving this pair of equations simultaneously, we check the coefficients of N and P. If you look at the coefficient of N in equation 1, it is 6, and that of equation 2 is 3. Also for P, the coefficient in equation 1 is 5, and the coefficient of P in equation 2 is 7. We can easily manipulate the coefficient of N to be the same in the two equations. So we multiply equation 2 by 2. It is not because it is equation 2, because when we multiply 3 by 2, it gives 6, thereby making the coefficients of N in equation 1 and 2 to be the same. So we said equation 2 multiplied by 2. So 3N times 2 gives 6N plus 7P times 2 gives 14P and equal to 2020. Since 1010 times 2 gives 2020, we call this equation 3. So what we do now here is 6N minus 6N will give us 0. So we now say equation 3 minus equation 1. So we have equation 1 and 3 to be subtracted from each other. So 3 minus 1, so 6N minus 6N gives 0. 14P minus 5P gives 9P. And 2020 minus 1570 will give 450. So you can press your calculator for those values. Then we divide both sides by 9 to give us the value of P. So dividing both sides by 9, P is equal to 50, which means the cost of a pen is 50 naira. From equation 2 now, we can get the value of N by substitution. So that's going to give us 3N plus 350. Since 7 times 50 gives 350 is equal to 1010. We take this to the other side, that is 1010 minus 350. We now have 3N is equal to 1010 minus 350, which gives 3N equals 660. Dividing both sides by 3, we have N to be 220. We then conclude that a notebook costs 220 naira and a pen costs 50 naira. And that is the end of solution to problem 1. We then go to problem 2. For problem 2, the sum of the ages of a man and his son is 46. Thrice the son's age added to the man's age give 62. Calculate their ages. If you look at this, we have the first sentence and the second sentence. The first sentence will give us the first equation, and the second sentence gives the second equation, which we are going to solve simultaneously to get their ages. So in our solution, we let y be the man's age and x be the son's age. The sum of their ages is 46. So we now have x plus y is equal to 46. Call that one equation 1. Then the second sentence, thrice the son's age added to the man's age. So that's going to give us 3x added to the man's age, that is plus y, gives 62. So we have 62. Call it equation 2. We then solve this pair of equations simultaneously. If you look at it, the coefficient of y in both equations are equal. So we are going to subtract equation 2 and equation 1. So we say equation 2 minus 1, that's going to give us 3x minus x gives 2x, y minus y gives 0, 62 minus 46 gives 16. Dividing both sides by 2, we have x is equal to 8, which means the son's age is 8 years. Now from equation 1, we can substitute in the value of x to get the value of y. So we have 8 plus y is equal to 46, where y is equal to 46 minus 8. And that gives y to be equal to 38, which means the man's age is 38 years. So we conclude the man's age is 38 years while the son is 8 years. And that's all for problem 2. We then go to problem 3. For problem 3, the sum of the digits of a positive 2-digit number is 9. When the digits are interchanged, the number reduced by 45. Find the number. In our solution, we let the number be xy in that order. In that order, in the sense that this is the tens digit and this is the unit digit. So we get from the first sentence, the first equation, the sum of the digits. So which means x plus y is 9. So that will give us equal to 9. Call that one equation 1. Now, the second sentence, when the digits are interchanged, the number reduced by 45, which means this one is greater than when the digits are interchanged. Meanwhile, we will quickly look at some basic facts we are going to use to get the second equation. For any 2-digit number like 29 is equal to 20 plus 9. Also, we have 67, which is equal to 60 plus 7. And it is as good as multiplying the tens digit by 10. That is 2 times 10, 20, 6 times 10, 60. Then plus the unit digit. In the same way, we are going to look at xy, so that we have xy is going to be 10 times the tens digit, which is 10x, then plus y, which is the unit digit. If we interchange this digit now, we have yx, and that yx is going to give us 10y plus x. Instead of writing xy minus yx to create our second equation, we are going to be making use of their equivalent in expanded form. So we now say 10x plus y, then minus, when the digits are interchanged, we have it as 10y plus x. Remember, I am placing it inside brackets because of this subtraction. So they now said the difference is equal to 45. Then we simplify. This is 10x plus y. This is minus 10y, then minus x is equal to 45. So simplifying this by collecting the like terms, 10x minus x will give 9x, plus y minus 10y will give us minus 9y is equal to 45. Since every term is divisible by 9, so I divide through by 9 to give me x minus y is equal to 5. I call this equation 2. I can now solve equations 1 and 2 simultaneously. So what we do here is we are going to add. So we now say equation 1 plus equation 2, that is x plus x here will give us 2x, plus y plus negative y here will give us 0. Then 9 plus 5 gives 14. So y has been eliminated. Dividing both sides by 2, we have x to be equal to 7. Then from equation 1, we can see now that y is equal to 2. You see, that's going to give us 9 minus 7, which gives 2. So that is all. We then conclude that the number is 72, since when the digit is interchanged, it is 27, thereby reducing it by 45 as stated in the problem. That's all for problem 3. We then go to problem 4. For problem 4, a man cycles for X hours at 5 kilometers per hour and walks Y hours at 6 kilometers per hour. The total distance and time taken are respectively 39 kilometers and 7 hours. Calculate the value of X and of Y. So in our solution, we have the information required to form both equations mixed up in the first and second sentences. So first, he spends X hours cycling and Y hours walking, and the total time taken is 7 hours, which means X hours plus Y hours gives 7 hours. So that will lead us to form our first equation. So we have the time, that is X plus Y is equal to 7. Call this equation 1. Then we are given the distance, the total distance traveled. Since the total distance traveled is 39 kilometers, we calculate the distance for cycling and the distance for walking. And from our formula, we know speed is distance all over time. And this time around, we are looking for distance. We know the speed for the first part of the journey, which is cycling. We have the speed to be 5 kilometers per hour, and the time at that point is X hours. So to get our distance at that point, it is going to be speed times time, which is going to be 5 times X. So for the distance, we have 5x. So we go for the second part of the journey and get our distance there. So he walks y hours at 6 kilometers per hour. So in that case, the distance traveled there is y times 6, and that gives 6y. And this is equal to 39 kilometers. We call it equation 2. Now, we have to solve the two equations simultaneously. For your information, the coefficient of x and y in the first equation are both 1. So here we have this one to be 5 and this one to be 6. So we can just multiply either equation 1 by 5 or 6 to eliminate x and y respectively. But this time around, we want to eliminate x. So we multiply equation 1 by 5 to make the coefficient of x to be the same with this. So we multiply equation 1 by 5. That's going to give us 5x plus 5y is equal to 35. Call this equation 3. We then concentrate on equation 2 and 3. This is 5x. 5x, it is subtraction that will eliminate x. So we say equation 2 minus equation 3. So here it is. This is 5x minus 5x is 0. Then 6y minus 5y will give me y is equal to 4, since 39 minus 45 gives 4. So we have gotten y to be 4. Then from equation 1, we can see that x is equal to 3, since 7 minus 4 gives 3. So we are done solving the value of x and of y to be 3 and 4 hours respectively. That is all for problem 4. From here, we go to problem 5. For problem 5, by finding the value of A and of B in the diagram below, find the A dimensions, B area, and C perimeter of the rectangle. All dimensions are in centimeters. We're going to use one of the properties of rectangle to solve this problem. The property that says opposite sides are equal. So we equate the length. So we have 2a plus 3b minus 1 is equal to this, which is a plus 2b plus 4. Then collecting the like terms, this a will come here. That's 2a minus a, because when this a comes here, it becomes minus. So 2a minus a gives a. This is 3b minus 2b. That will give us b. And this minus 1 is going to the right hand side, but the 4 will still remain on the right hand side to be added to 1 to give 5. And that gives equation 1. Then to get our equation 2, we equate the breadth. That's going to give us 4a is equal to 5b minus 7. Bringing this to this side, we have 4a minus 5b is equal to negative 7 to give us equation 2. Remember, this is taken to this side to give us minus 5b. The negative 7 remains on the right hand side. So we look at this very well. If I multiply equation 1 by 4, the coefficient of a in both equations will be the same. So I say equation 1 times 4. So we are going to have 4a plus 4b equal to 20. We call that one equation 3. Now we are now concentrating on equation 2 and 3. So we have equation 2, this is equation 3. We are going to subtract because this is 4a, this is 4a. It is only subtraction that will eliminate a. So we write equation 3 minus 2. 4a minus 4a, a is gone. 4b minus negative 5b will give me plus 9b. And 20, that is equation 3, minus negative 7, that's going to give us 20 plus 7 to give us 27. So 9b is equal to 27. Dividing both sides by 9, b is equal to 3. Then we can get a from equation 1. So that's going to give us a is equal to 2, since 5 minus 3 gives 2. So we have gotten all the necessary ingredients to get the solution to A, B, and C of problem 5. So starting from A, we are to find the dimensions of the rectangle. We need to find the length. So one of the lengths is 2a plus 3b minus 1, and the other one is a plus 2b plus 4. So if you put a here and b here, it's going to be 2 plus 6, since 2b is 2 times 3 to give us 6 plus a, which is 2, giving us 8, and 8 plus 4 gives 12. So the length is 12 centimeters, and the breadth, we can just choose one. For your information, even if you substitute in a and b here, you still get 12. So for the breadth, we are going to have 4 times 2, which is equal to 8 centimeters. So we are done with A. We go to B. For B, we are to find the area. Remember, the area of the rectangle is length times breadth. So we have our area to be equal to 12 times 8. This is length times breadth, and that gives 96 squared centimeters. Then for the last part, which is the perimeter, we also know that perimeter is 2 into L plus B. That is, add the length and breadth, then multiply by 2. So our perimeter now is going to be 2 into 12 plus 8. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 times 2 gives 40 centimeters as the perimeter of the rectangle. And that's the end of solution to problem 5. This is the highest we can take in this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to check the description section of this video on our YouTube channel to get the link to the playlist containing all the videos on simultaneous equations. Until we come your way again, goodbye.